Welcome, friends, to our magical 30-day challenge. We are bringing you a new story every single day.
This is day 22. Like and subscribe to help us reach our 100,000 subscriber goal together. Once upon a time, deep in the heart of a lush green forest, there lived an old mother goat who had 7 little kids. She loved her 7 children with all her heart, just as much as any mother loves her dear little ones. They lived together in a charming cottage made of wood and stone, surrounded by colorful flowers and tall trees. One bright and sunny morning, the mother goat needed to go into the forest to fetch food for her hungry family. She gathered all 7 of her children around her in a circle to give them a very important warning before she left.
My dear children, I must go into the forest today, so you must be on your guard against the wicked wolf.
The little goats listened carefully, twitching their long ears, for they knew the wolf was dangerous and very cunning.
If he comes in, he will eat you all up, skin, hair, and all. You must not let him inside the house. The villain often disguises himself, but you will know him by his rough, gruff voice and his black feet.
The 7 little goats nodded their heads and promised their mother that they would be very safe and careful.
Don't worry, Mother. We will take good care of ourselves. You can go away without any fear.
With a comforting bleat and a final wave, the mother goat stepped out of the door and went on her way into the woods. Not long after she had left, a dark shadow crept out from behind the trees and approached the little house. It was the big bad wolf, and he had been watching and waiting for the mother to leave her children all alone. He crept up to the sturdy wooden door and knocked loudly 3 times with his heavy fist. Rap, rap, rap.
Open the door, my dear children. Your mother is here and has brought something back for each of you.
Inside the house, the 7 little goats froze in their tracks, listening to the voice coming from the other side of the door. But they heard the rough, deep, and scratchy voice, and they knew instantly that it was not their gentle mother.
We will not open the door! You are not our mother! She has a soft and gentle voice, but your voice is rough! You are the wolf! Go away!
The wolf growled in frustration, turned around, and ran away from the cottage to think of a new plan. The wolf ran straight to a shopkeeper in the village and bought a large piece of white chalk. He ate the chalk in one big gulp, believing it would make his voice sound soft and sweet like the mother goat. Thinking he was very clever, the wolf ran back to the cottage and knocked on the door again. Rap, rap.
Open the door, my dear children. Your mother is here and has brought something back for each of you.
The wolf had managed to make his voice soft, so the little goats thought it might truly be their mother this time. But in his excitement, the wolf laid his large, hairy black paws against the glass of the windowsill. The little goats looked up at the window and saw the terrible black paws pressed against the glass.
We will not open the door. Our mother does not have black feet like yours. You are the wolf!
The wolf was furious that his plan had failed again, but he was determined to catch the tasty little goats. The wolf ran straight to the baker's shop, bursting through the door and demanding some sticky white dough to cover his black paws.
I have hurt my foot. Rub some dough over it for me, baker.
The baker was terrified of the growling beast, so he quickly covered the wolf's rough paws in a thick layer of sticky white bread dough. Then the wolf ran as fast as he could to the miller, who was busy grinding wheat into fine white flour at the old mill.
Sprinkle some white flour over my paws, Miller, or I will eat you up.
The miller was trembling with fear, so he dusted the wolf's dough-covered paws with the white flour until they were pure white. Now the villain's feet were hidden, and he looked just like a goat, for such is the cunning way of wicked creatures. With his disguise finally complete, the wicked wolf ran back to the cottage for his third and final attempt to trick the children. For the third time, the wolf went back to the house, knocked on the door, and spoke sweetly.
Open the door, dear children. Your mother is home and has brought something for you from the forest.
Show us your paws first, so that we may know if you are truly our dear mother.
Put your paws up on the windowsill, and the goat saw that they were white as snow. Believing everything was safe at last, the little goats cheered, thinking their mother had finally returned.
She's back! She's really back!
I knew she'd come home soon.
The oldest little goat unlocked the heavy latch and swung the door wide open to welcome her. But it was not their mother who stepped in, it was the wolf with a hungry grin on his face. The 7 little goats screamed in terror and scattered in every direction, trying to find a place to hide. One goat sprang under the table, trembling with fear as the wolf stomped into the room. The second goat scrambled into the bed and pulled the thick quilt over its head to hide. The third goat crawled into the warm stove, hoping the darkness would keep him safe from the wolf. The fourth goat ran into the kitchen and squeezed inside a small cupboard under the sink. The fifth goat jumped into the cupboard where the dishes were kept, knocking over a few plates. The sixth goat hid under the large wash bowl that stood in the corner of the room. And the seventh, the youngest of them all, squeezed inside the case of the tall grandfather clock. But the wolf found them all, pulling them out of their hiding places one by one with no mercy. He swallowed them up quickly, one after the other, the first, the second, the third, the fourth, the fifth, and the sixth. Only the youngest little goat, who was hiding in the clock case, was not found by the greedy wolf. When the wolf had satisfied his great hunger, he felt very heavy and incredibly sleepy. He slowly walked out of the cottage and lay down in the green meadow under a large tree. Within moments, he fell fast asleep and began to snore so loudly that the branches of the tree shook. His snoring was like thunder, rumbling through the quiet forest as he slept off his feast. Not long afterwards, the old mother goat came back home from the forest with her basket of food. Oh, what a terrible sight met her eyes when she pushed open the door to her home. The house door stood wide open, tables and chairs were thrown over, and the wash bowl lay broken in pieces. The pillows and quilts were pulled off the bed, and the house was completely silent. She looked for her children, but they were nowhere to be found, no matter where she looked. She called them by name, one by one, but no one answered her desperate cries.
Kids! Billy! Flopsy! Where are you? Please come home!
Finally, when she came to the youngest name, a tiny voice cried out from the corner.
Dear Mother, I am here. I am hiding inside the grandfather clock.
She took him out, and he told her how the wolf had come and eaten all the others. The poor mother goat sat down and wept bitter tears for her lost children, and the little goat cried with her. After a while, she dried her tears and stood up with new determination, deciding to go outside and face the monster. She walked out into the green meadow, with the youngest goat following close behind her, holding on to her apron strings. There lay the wicked wolf under the tree, snoring so loudly that the branches were shaking above his head. She walked quietly up to him and looked at him carefully on all sides, checking to see if he was truly asleep. She saw that something was moving and struggling inside his bulging stomach, kicking and pushing against his skin.
Oh, heavens! Is it possible that my poor children, whom he has swallowed for his supper, are still alive?
She quickly whispered to the youngest kid to run back to the house and fetch her scissors, a needle, and some strong thread.
Listen closely, my little one. Go back to the house now. If the wolf comes, wait until he sleeps, then use these. Be quick and careful.
The little goat ran as fast as his legs could carry him, eager to help save his brothers and sisters. He returned quickly, carrying the heavy basket of sewing tools, breathless but brave, handing them to his mother. With a steady hand and a brave heart, the mother goat took the sharp scissors and prepared to cut open the monster. With a steady hand, she cut open the sleeping monster's stomach with her sharp scissors. As soon as she made the first cut, a little goat stuck his head out, safe and sound. She cut further, and one by one, all 6 little kids jumped out, completely unharmed. The greedy wolf had swallowed them whole without chewing, so they were all perfectly fine.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Plus the youngest is 7.
What happiness there was! They hugged their dear mother and hopped about like a tailor at a wedding.
Now go and find some big stones, and we will fill the wicked beast's stomach while he still sleeps.
The 7 little goats dragged heavy stones from the riverbank and put them inside the wolf's stomach. The mother goat sewed him up again in great haste so that he noticed nothing and never even moved. Then they all hid behind a bush to watch what would happen when the wolf finally woke up. When the wolf finally had his sleep out, he got onto his legs, feeling very heavy and thirsty. As he began to walk clumsily toward the village well to get a drink, the heavy stones in his stomach knocked loudly against each other.
What rumbles and tumbles inside of me? I thought it was kids, but it feels like rocks.
Finally, he reached the stone well and leaned far over the edge to drink the cool, refreshing water, but the stones inside him were much too heavy. The incredible weight of the rocks pulled him down, and he fell miserably into the deep water with a giant splash. The wicked wolf sank to the bottom and drowned in the well, and that was the end of the dangerous beast forever. When the 7 little goats saw this, they came running to the well with their mother, shouting with delight.
The wolf is dead! The wolf is dead!
They danced for joy around the well, holding hands and bleating happily with their mother, safe at last.
Bring around the rosy, a pocket full of posies. Ashes, ashes, we all fall down.
With light hearts, they walked back to their cozy home, knowing they would never be bothered by the wolf again. The sun shone brightly on their little cottage, and they lived happily and safely.
Did you love this magical tale? Please like, share, and subscribe.
Friends do like and subscribe channel.